I still remember the night she said it.
We were standing in the kitchen, the soft hum of the refrigerator filling the silence between us. She didn't look angry, not even distant, just sure. "He makes me happier," she said, calm and clear, as if she were talking about the weather. 3 words, sharp and final. No shouting, no tears, just a quiet truth that emptied the air from the room. Her name was Emily. We'd been together for 6 years, married for 3. I thought we were building something real, something solid. We weren't the kind of couple who needed big gestures. Our love was made of small moments: morning coffee, lazy Sunday drives, grocery lists shared on the fridge. I thought those things mattered. But that night, standing in that kitchen, I realized how fragile small things could be. I didn't beg.
I didn't ask why.
I just nodded, walked to the bedroom, packed a bag, and left. I still remember the soft click of the door behind me, gentle but final. It was the sound of everything I'd built collapsing quietly. The first few months were hell. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., expecting her beside me. I'd pour 2 cups of coffee by mistake. Once, I even grabbed my phone to send her a photo of the sunrise, before remembering she was probably waking up next to him. That thought alone made my chest ache. People said time would heal me. It didn't. Time only taught me how to hide it better. I drowned myself in work, spent too many hours at the gym, ran until my lungs burned, as if physical pain could silence the one in my chest. My friends tried to drag me back into dating, but every conversation felt empty. I wasn't searching for love. I was trying to remember who I was before I became her husband. 7 months passed. I thought I was finally okay. Then fate decided to play a cruel joke. It was a rainy Thursday afternoon when I saw her again. I'd stopped by a small coffee shop after meeting. The air smelled like rain and roasted beans, strangely comforting. I was scrolling through emails when I heard her laugh. I'd know that sound anywhere. I looked up and there she was. Her hair was damp, her umbrella too small for the weather. She spotted me before I could look away. For a second, her face froze, not in guilt or surprise, just that same certainty from the night she left. Then it softened. She walked over. "Hey, Lucas," she said, her voice quieter now, less confident. "It's been a while." "Yeah," I replied evenly. "About 7 months." She smiled faintly. "You look good." I shrugged. "I've been running." It was awkward, not tense, just 2 people who once knew each other better than anyone. Then I noticed she wasn't wearing the necklace I'd given her, the one she never took off. Instead, she fidgeted with a thin silver ring. "How's he?" I asked. I didn't mean it bitterly, though maybe a trace slipped through. Her eyes flickered. "He's fine," she said softly. "We're not together anymore." I didn't react. I didn't ask. But I saw something in her face. Tiredness, not physical, but the kind that comes from learning too much too fast. "I didn't expect to see you here," she murmured. "Neither did I said. She nodded, staring into her coffee, then whispered almost to herself, "You were right about a lot of things." I didn't know what she meant, and I didn't ask. Some truths are better left alone. Still, something inside me shifted. A place that had been numb for months stirred again. The rain outside softened to a rhythm, and the scent of coffee filled the air. Emily looked smaller than I remembered, like the confidence she once wore had started to crack. I tried to feel nothing, to stay detached, but curiosity crept in. What was I right about? I asked finally. She hesitated, then met my eyes. "That happiness doesn't come from excitement," she said. "It comes from peace." I mistook noise for love. Her words hit like a quiet weight in my chest. I'd spent months replaying that night, wondering what I could have changed. Hearing her say that didn't bring satisfaction, just reopened an old wound I thought had healed. "I wasn't the kind of peace you wanted," I said quietly. She looked down. "No. But you were the kind I needed." There it was, the confession I'd once begged to hear. But standing there now, I realized something. I didn't need it anymore. I wasn't the same man who walked out of that kitchen. Pain had reshaped me, quieter, stronger, steadier. "I should go," she said after a pause. "I just wanted to say hi." I nodded. Take care, Emily. She turned to leave, then stopped. Lucas. I'm sorry. I didn't tell her it was okay. It wasn't. But it didn't matter anymore. After she left, I sat there for a long time, watching the rain blur the street outside. Her apology echoed in my mind, but instead of bitterness, there was peace. Sometimes closure doesn't come loudly. It arrives quietly, disguised as indifference. Over the next few days, I thought of her less and less. I deleted the old photos, not out of anger, but because they no longer felt like mine. The past had finally lost its color. A week later, fate played its final hand. I was in the grocery store, aisle 7, comparing coffee brands when I heard a small voice behind me. Dad. I turned instinctively, but the little boy wasn't talking to me. He was looking up at Emily, who stood holding his hand. She froze when our eyes met. The boy couldn't have been more than 5, with messy brown hair and a dimple when he smiled. Lucas, she said, startled. This is Ethan. I smiled softly. Hey, buddy. He waved shyly and wandered toward the cereal boxes. Emily looked back at me, her face unreadable. He's not, she began, then stopped. I didn't ask, I said gently. She nodded, her eyes wet. He's a good kid. He deserves better than what I gave him. There was so much in her face, regret, exhaustion, longing for a life she couldn't fix. For the first time, I didn't see the woman who left me. I saw someone who made a choice she couldn't live with. I smiled, not out of pity, but out of peace. We all get what we choose, Emily. Eventually. She exhaled, as if she'd been holding her breath for years. You look happy, Lucas. I am, I said simply. We said goodbye, no drama, no promises. And as I walked away, I realized fate hadn't brought her back to stay. It had brought her to show me how far I'd come. Outside, the sky had cleared. The rain was gone, leaving behind that clean, quiet scent that only follows a storm. I stood by my car, watching sunlight break through the clouds. For the first time in years, I felt completely weightless. Happiness, I realized, isn't about who stays. It's about who you become after they leave. And that kind of peace, no one can take from you.